Chelsea take on Forest at 4:30 local for me, which is awesome. Love 4:30 games. I will not be waking up for this, but I'd love to talk about the implications of the match.
You're not waking up for this.
I've got a feeling I will not be waking up for this one. It's a gut one, but we'll see if if the odds makers on whatever betting sponsor eventually sponsors us will probably have me at minus 500 to not wake up for this match.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, if Ange stays in, he's been great to Chelsea. 4 meetings, 4 wins for us. So I'd love to see him there one more time. I was telling Neil before we started recording, but Deitch was the sort of name that came out during international break for if they were to fire Ange again. And the way I see it, as soon as those sort of reports come out, it's already done. It's just a matter of when. So hopefully we can sneak in and get Ange one more time. But if he's in, I don't see how we find a way to lose this game. I know injuries have been pretty bad to us lately, but Tosin will be back. Trev won't be suspended. Fofana will be back. So we'll have center backs able to play at center back. I mean, there's still issues. Enzo came home early from international break, but I think we'll have enough. We have pretty light run of fixtures, relatively speaking. So I think it's important for us to kind of pick up where we left off in terms of the Liverpool win, continue that momentum in all competitions. It's an important period. Facing adversity, but it's better to face it now and know what we're made of than happens in March and we're not sure who we can trust, who we can rely upon. I think that past game against Liverpool, it showed a lot of character from some guys who weren't called upon too much yet this season. Guys like Hato came on to play center back. He showed it. He had a good performance out of position. Jamie Gittins had some positive stuff there against Liverpool, and then scores for the U21s or got an assist, I think. But guys are starting to step up. We need to continue to see that, and I think this is a good platform. Forest have been struggling. Not to say that the City ground is an easy place to go and play. They've still got guys. Gibbs White can make something out of nothing. Hudson-Odoi wouldn't mind another goal against us, I'm sure. But at the end of the day, I do think we should be able to take care of this. I mean, what sort of threat is there on paper other than, Chris Wood hasn't even been clicking like that, but what do you guys see from a
threat from their team? I don't really see much, but the thing for me would be with all these injuries, you're going to have to rely on some people playing in positions that they're not used to or just not as frequently. And then on top of that, you don't have your manager for this game. So
I forgot about that.
Yeah. I was confirming it on my phone. I wasn't sure. But
no, he got suspended, yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know. I think it should be fine. One or the other of those things should be fine either way, but the fact that you have to lean on some less experienced players.
I mean, he makes a good point with Chelsea tend to shoot themselves in the foot. So not a bad fear, whether it's Maresca being out or another guy getting a red card. Mm-hmm. I mean, we have been susceptible to errors of our own doing. So I think that probably should be the biggest concern for us, but surely not, right?
They have been so bad. They have been so bad.
Forest, yeah.
I can't see a world where this doesn't go in Chelsea's favor unless like literally everything would have to hit the fan. They haven't won a game under Ange. That's got to be the biggest colossal downfall that isn't talked about enough, really, is how poorly this ownership group for Forest has gotten it wrong here. I mean, they were literally a decision day away from being in Champions League, right? Like they were right there. They were there all of last season. And then within the span of 4 months, they go and fire the guy that got them there. Brought in Ange, who clearly had shown that he wasn't capable. And now
not even that, just totally contrasting styles of play. Yeah. Everyone was saying, we're not the only ones that said that as it happened. And again, Ange is fun. I think when he first got to Spurs, the vibes were top, right? Like those first 10 games where they were just flying and winning. It was great. So I think Marinakis probably thought can have sort of a similar impact. But when you just look at the style of play alone, oh man, it's night and day, right? Like I think Milenkovic is a really good center half, but in a high line Ange system, no, it's horrible that Nuno played to their strengths. We also talked about it last year, to be fair, where we were saying it wasn't sustainable, the style of play, just eking out 1-0s. You can't do it all season. And that's what happened to them. But I still think, to your point, Europa League for that squad after fighting relegation their first few years, it's immaculate. To get rid of him this early on is crazy. It is crazy, but Marinakis power trip. Power trip.
That's crazy. I don't care how much money you spend on a footballing project. Like, I mean, if you just look at like a Newcastle, for example, they're currently doing it, but they have pedigree in that style of the last 10 years of being like in the Prem. Like, this is a team that was newly promoted, just chucking money at it, and under an ownership group that just clearly is on a power trip at all times, and it's clear as day. Like, you can't just.
I don't even think Forest is his priority. I mean, I could be wrong with that, but I know he's an owner of Olympiacos as well. I'm pretty sure that's his main priority, right? They also have dealings in South America, so that's a whole other conversation about multi-club ownership.
I just think to your point, it's weird.
It's a power trip.
It's weird. I mean, the whole everything that has happened at Forest, and I honestly just want to stick on Forest for a little bit because I do think that you guys are going to win this handily. It's just strange to me. I think that the idea of it's strange, and we'll get into other owners a little bit later, but just like the idea that they have enough power to where, I mean, if I was a Forest fan, I'd be pissed. Look, like Santos is literally the reason, the style of play, whether you like it or not, it got them success, and then to axe him in the way that they did, in the manner they did, is just so mind-boggling to me.
And do it in the offseason.
Yeah, I know. What do you do now? They're going to sack another manager within 2 months of each other? That's crazy.
To be fair, they probably should, but
I think they're probably just
it should
go downhill.
Oh, we did it. We did it a few years ago.
Yeah, but you guys
you weren't. Yeah, you were higher pedigree.
It's a disaster. It's a fully unmitigated disaster. And I think, they were saying it last year. Remember when Marinakis ran onto the field before the end of last season, berating Nuno from what it appeared?
Yeah.
Why wasn't it done in the offseason when there was time to get a new guy that would make sense for this? Instead, they kept him around, and then really early on, then sack him, and then you bring in Ange. And again, it feels like they're going to fire him at some point. Why didn't they just do it during the international break? It's tons of questionable decision makings, but they're compiling, right? Like, it just keeps getting worse. You built the house on this pile of shit.
Yeah.
So it's going to be a rough year in that sense, but they still do have talented players, right? Like Elliot Anderson's breaking out for England now. Morgan Gibbs-White will play probably for England in the World Cup. If not, he'll probably be playing for a pretty big team at some point. He's capable. Hudson-Odoi's had a bit of a renaissance, right? Like, they've got guys.
Yeah,
I mean, that's a good point, but I think that's the big difference between when you were comparing it to Chelsea is that you guys, that pedigree allows you to keep those players when you're not doing the best. Yeah. They're going to lose most of these guys. Most of these guys don't want to play there. Morgan Gibbs-White already wanted to leave.
I can't believe his whole what's going on in that guy's mind? He had Tottenham right there.
He's got to be gone.
Oh, man, in January, right? Like, he's got to be thinking, they fucked me. They fucked me here. Because now with he was this close to a World Cup spot. He was this close to being in Champions League football right now for a team that's playing really well. And now he's got another manager. He could be on his third manager. And he just had to deal with it. And it's crazy.
Yeah, it's fucked. To be fair, I do think, like, let's just say in a month, he's gone. They bring in Deitch. I think that's the right guy to balance the ship, right? But as we know, is he that guy to get you back to a Europa run or run at the European spots the way Nuno did? I don't think so. He'll be able to settle the ship, but essentially what he does will get you back to where you were. So you've just wasted this fantastic run back into Europe for a team with that pedigree in competitions in the past. Yeah, I'd be furious if I were a Forest fan, but you can only hope that you catch a heater in a cup run. Deitch in Europa League would be cinema. I'd be very intrigued to see that, see how that works. But you never know. I think that's definitely the right guy to salvage this, but he's salvaging the very mess that was created and could have been avoided. So
it's true.
Double-edged sword.
Yeah. The only person that I truly feel bad for in this entire situation is Ange at this point, because I think that he just wants to be managing a top flight football and in the Premier League. That's what his goal has always been. And for someone to go in with that ideology and just take the next job, like, he could have just taken a severance, right? And he could have just laid back like Potter did and just relaxed for a little bit, taken his money. No, he jumped straight back in and took a squad that clearly was through some turmoil here. Now, I'm not saying that he's done the best job, but I feel bad for him.
Yeah, he took the job.
I feel bad for him in the sense of like he's going to get fucked here, and there's no way around it, and he knows it. He's already giving the like dead man walking quotes, and he's been in the job for 4
Has
weeks.
yet to look at the camera since getting hired.
Oh, it's just I just feel bad for him. It's an awful stretch of I mean, after he lifted a trophy, to be fair, but just like the last 12-ish months for him has been just a rough go at it outside of the trophy lift.
I could be wrong. I feel like he's worked with Marinakis before, or at least Marinakis personally wanted Ange in because of their relationship. So I do feel bad, but at the same time, he fully knew what he was walking into. I think it's just hard for someone with that much pride and knowing that they're capable, like, oh, I can do this. And
yeah,
maybe that was the downfall. But yeah, it is a fucked up situation for sure, especially, I mean, Spurs last year is just such a hard year to measure in terms of tangible success, right? They finished 17th, but they won a trophy in Europe. Spurs are just their own unique case study, I feel like, in that sense. But yeah, his resume is not going to be very attractive after this Forest stint. So we'll see how he rebounds from that. I mean, championship, have an absolute run at that. I mean, I like Frank Lampard a lot, but as a manager, I have certain questions. He's been doing a fantastic job with Coventry over the past almost 2 years, I think. So I think that's a good step, maybe, but tragic. I mean, just a tragic situation.